Imagine a world where, in an instant, your phone stops working, GPS satellites fall silent, power grids shut down, and cities are plunged into darkness. The internet, banking systems, and even basic communication collapse. Panic spreads as people realize the entire world has just suffered a catastrophic event. But this isn't a nuclear war, an asteroid impact, or an alien invasion. This is the devastating power of the sun. Throughout history, solar storms have battered Earth, sometimes with minimal consequences, but other times with effects so powerful that they disrupted early technology. What if a massive solar storm hit Earth today? How bad could it really get? And most importantly, would we survive? The sun is not just a giant ball of fire in the sky, it's an incredibly dynamic and violent cosmic powerhouse. It constantly emits energy, plasma, and radiation into space. Sometimes, the sun releases solar flares, which are intense bursts of radiation. But the real threat comes from coronal mass ejections (CMEs), huge clouds of charged plasma that can slam into Earth's magnetic field, causing widespread destruction. A typical CME can contain billions of tons of plasma traveling at speeds of up to 3,000 kilometers per second, 1.8 million miles per hour. When one of these clouds collides with Earth's magnetosphere, it triggers a geomagnetic storm, potentially damaging satellites, power grids, and communication networks. We don't have to imagine what could happen. History has already given us chilling warnings. The Carrington Event 1859, the most powerful solar storm in recorded history. In September 1859, British astronomer Richard Carrington observed an unusually intense solar flare followed by a massive CME. Within hours, telegraph systems across Europe and North America started failing. Sparks flew from telegraph lines, setting some offices on fire. Some telegraph operators reported that even when they disconnected their batteries, the wires still carried enough electricity to transmit messages. The auroras caused by the storm were so intense that they were visible as far south as the Caribbean. Gold miners in the Rocky Mountains woke up in the middle of the night, thinking it was daytime, because the sky was so bright. The near miss of 2012. Fast forward to 2012, and we were dangerously close to another Carrington-level event. A massive CME erupted from the sun, crossing Earth's orbit. Fortunately, Earth was in a different position at the time, narrowly avoiding a direct hit. Scientists later confirmed that if it had struck, it could have caused trillions of dollars in damages and taken years to recover from. Let's imagine that, this time, we're not so lucky. A massive CME is heading straight for Earth. Here's how it would unfold. Hour 0, the solar flare hits. The first sign of trouble would come in the form of a powerful solar flare, a burst of electromagnetic radiation. This wouldn't be a direct physical impact, but it would immediately disrupt radio signals, GPS, and shortwave communications. Air traffic control systems and emergency response services would experience severe interference. Hours 2 days later, the plasma wave arrives. The real destruction begins when the plasma cloud from the CME slams into Earth's magnetosphere. The magnetic field, which usually protects us from solar wind, gets violently compressed and twisted. Satellites begin to malfunction or fail entirely, knocking out global internet services. Power grids overload, causing transformers to explode or melt, plunging entire countries into blackouts. Banking systems crash, ATMs stop working, and electronic transactions freeze, causing financial panic. Auroras dance in the sky, but they are no longer a beautiful sight. They signal impending catastrophe. Week 1, civilization in chaos. Without power, supply chains start breaking down. Supermarkets run out of food, gas stations can't pump fuel, and hospitals struggle to keep life-saving equipment running. Airplanes without GPS or communication are grounded. Governments scramble to restore order, but without the internet and reliable power, communication becomes incredibly difficult. Some cities descend into panic, while others adapt by relying on old-fashioned survival skills, ham radios, maps, and paper-based banking records. Would humanity recover from such a catastrophe? The answer depends on how well we prepare. Early warning systems like NASA's ACE satellite can detect CMEs, giving us a short window to shut down power grids and reduce damage. Hardened electrical infrastructure, such as backup transformers and underground power lines, could minimize long-term outages. Personal preparedness, including emergency food supplies, alternative communication methods, and backup solar power, could make the difference between life and death for individuals. Solar storms are not science fiction, they are a real and inevitable part of living near a star. History has already shown us what they can do, and the science is clear. Another massive solar storm will hit Earth someday. The question is when and how well we'll be prepared. Rather than fear these events, we should learn from them. Invest in resilient technology. Governments and companies must reinforce infrastructure to withstand space weather events. Develop off-grid capabilities, personal solar power, emergency radios, and disaster preparedness should become common. Stay informed. Understanding solar storms can help us react quickly and avoid mass panic. The sun gives us life, light, and warmth, but it also holds destructive power. A massive solar storm could throw us into technological darkness, but with preparation and knowledge, we can weather the storm both literally and figuratively. So the next time you look up at the sun, remember, while it may seem like a peaceful glowing sphere, it's a cosmic force of unimaginable power, one that we must respect and prepare for.